Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome to a new video. So the topic of this one then, I want to discuss with you guys $5 Facebook ads and whether they still work in 2019. Now, the first place I want to start with, just in case you're new to Facebook ads, new to e-commerce, and $5 Facebook ads, this premise of spending $5 per day is by no means a brand new strategy. And just to kind of illustrate this, a simple search on YouTube for $5 Facebook ads, I've listed all the videos in chronological order. And if we just scroll to the very bottom, to the point where we get no more results, you can see that people have been talking about $5 Facebook ads for over 2 years, and that's only as far back as YouTube will let me go. Hey, what's up guys? Sorry to interrupt the video. I just completely forgot to mention in the intro, as always, I am giving away a free one-to-one consultation call with me in this video. So a chance to speak to me one-to-one and ask me any questions about your Shopify store or Facebook ads, whatever it is. If that's something then that you want a chance to win, all you have to do is simply like the video and leave a comment down below. And if you commented on yesterday's video, just make sure you stay tuned to the end of this one where the winner will be announced. And with that being said then, let's get straight back into it. The next thing I want to show you guys then is the Facebook Business Help Center, or at least that's what I call it, which is basically where Facebook give recommendations and advice in how to use their platform when it comes to advertising, and it gives you insights into the way the algorithm works as well. So I want to show you this point just purely because it's going to, in terms of the calculations and points I make later on in the video, then this is going to be relevant, so you need to see this. So Facebook here, you can clearly see that they recommend themselves that when optimizing for rarer results, for example conversions, they're rarer than page or link clicks. Keep in mind that we recommend getting 50 optimization events within your conversion window per week. So what that means then is that if you're choosing purchase as a conversion objective, if you're not getting at least 50 of those per week, then your ad sets aren't going to optimize for delivery. This has to be the second most important thing here as well, is they have to happen within your conversion window per week. So as it explains here, but just in case it doesn't make sense, then if you choose 1 day click or view, if somebody clicks on your ad but then comes back 2 days later to purchase that product, they're not going to be included within that count of 50. So if you choose a 7 day click or view, then no matter when they come back, as long as it's within those 7 days, they're going to be counted towards the 50, and therefore there's going to be more people counted towards that 50 and better chance of your ad sets being optimized. So that's typically why when I'm running ad sets, especially on a smaller budget, I will always choose 7 day click or 1 day view. So why is that so important then? Why did you guys need to see that? Because when you reverse engineer the numbers, it tells you, you can work out essentially what you need to be achieving per conversion for your ad sets to deliver properly. So if we're spending $5 per day, times that by 7 days in a week, that's $35 per week. Divide that $35 by the 50 conversions that we need. Now bear in mind that's at a very minimum, then that equals 70 cents or 70p per conversion. So what exactly does that mean? It means that if you're not achieving 70 cents or cheaper per the conversion objective that you're optimizing for, then your ads are not optimizing, and therefore you're not going to be getting the optimal results. Therefore then, $5 Facebook ads are not an official way to run purchase campaigns. Now there's going to be an argument for starting with $5 Facebook ads purchase campaigns to test an audience, but again, this doesn't really make sense either, because when you're testing an audience, the idea is to get as much data back as possible so you can make a judgment on that audience before you go ahead and start to scale it. So why would you start with a purchase campaign? Because the purchase campaigns are a lot more expensive. They're the most expensive campaigns you can run. When it comes to getting involved with Facebook ads, running campaigns, running ad sets, then you have to boil it down to the bare bones, to the very beginning, and you have to think about what is your optimal goal. What are you trying to do with this particular ad set? Are you simply testing an audience, trying to get as much data back as possible so you can make a decision on whether you want to scale that in a purchase campaign? Are you trying to make sales and actually go attack an audience straight away and try and make as much money as possible? You have to have a clear goal for every single ad set, and this is why it doesn't make sense then to use $5 purchase campaigns to test an audience, because the data is so expensive. You can use other objectives, campaign objectives, and get a ton more data back for a lot cheaper, as it says here. And so just to kind of demonstrate this, I'm going to go into my ad manager account and I'm just setting up a campaign, a conversion campaign as anybody would. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And just to kind of prove it to you guys, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom so you can see all of this is standard, it's blank, there's no detail tagged in, it's automatic placements, and the daily budget is £20. And if we just take a look on the right hand side, we can see that the reach at a very max then is 7.9 thousand people. Now if I just go back to the campaign objective again and choose traffic, go ahead, click continue. And again, just to kind of illustrate to you guys, everything is blank, everything's standard. We've got a £20 daily budget again. The reach now is up to 50,000 people. So you can see, even though you're spending the exact same money, the amount of data, the amount of impressions, pretty much just everything you do within a traffic campaign, you're just going to get a ton more information back. Another point to consider then is that Facebook is a bidding platform, and $5 Facebook ads are very popular. The chances are you watching this video, this isn't the first time you've heard about the $5 Facebook ads strategy. So if there's a ton of people using $5 Facebook ads and you're using $5 Facebook ads, then essentially you have to rely on your ad engagement, i.e. the relevance scores, if you're going to outbid someone and get those favorable impressions. Because if everybody's using $5 Facebook ads, then that's the only kind of other thing that Facebook gauges when it comes to who gets like the pick of the bunch when it comes to an audience. Essentially, they want two things. They want to make as much money as possible, and they want to provide the best experience possible for their users as well. So they're the two key indicators. Number one is how much money somebody's willing to spend, but then also the ad itself has to have really good engagement rates, because they don't just want to keep putting out really poor ads, because that's going to reduce the user experience. So if you're using $5 Facebook ads the same as everybody else, then you're pretty much your only option is you have to rely on the fact that your ad is going to perform better than everybody else's, because it's going to get better engagement. All things considered then, what exactly does this all mean? So number one, then, you need a higher budget when running purchase campaigns for two reasons. Number one, to outbid everybody else. If everybody's using $5 Facebook ads, simply increasing your budget to $10, that tells Facebook you're willing to spend double the amount of them. So even though your ad might have a slightly lower relevance score and not quite as much engagement, then the fact that your budget is higher than everybody else's might just push your ad and give you that favorable pick of the bunch or pick of the audience. It just increases your chances of getting the better results. And number two, then, to help your ad set actually optimize. The more you spend, the more chances you have of conversions towards that 50 conversions a week, and therefore the better chance you have of your ad set actually optimizing and bringing in the best results possible for that particular audience. So all that being said then, guys, is there actually a place for $5 Facebook ads then when it comes to advertising on Facebook? And the answer to this is yes, but only testing wise, in my opinion. Now, the reason I've put that in my opinion in brackets is because I'm not just hating on $5 Facebook ads purchase campaigns, most specifically saying nobody can get good results running $5 Facebook ad purchase campaigns, because that's not the truth. At the end of the day, it comes down to testing, seeing what happens. But me personally then, I only ever use $5 as a budget if it's within a traffic campaign and I'm testing an audience. But one key thing then to keep in mind is that when you are testing an audience and running traffic campaigns, just make sure you pick a quality audience, i.e. the audience you want to sell to and will later run purchase campaigns for. So typically then, just kind of give you a brief explanation of how I go about doing things, is that instead of running purchase campaigns and 10 different ad sets, then it will be in a traffic campaign instead. And because the data is so much cheaper, then I'll go ahead and test 20, 25 different audiences. I'll run them for 2-3 days. The thing with a traffic campaign as well is they tend to optimize and settle down pretty quickly. Like you've probably seen it yourself with conversion campaigns, is that one day you could have 2 sales, the next day you could have 1 sale, then the next 3 days you could have 0 sales. They're very inconsistent unless you start spending big numbers, big budgets, whereas traffic campaigns are usually pretty consistent from day one, so you don't have to run them for as long either. You can run them for a day or two and the results tend to be pretty consistent within those first few hours. That will typically be the results that you achieve for the next couple of days as well. So you almost get that immediate answer to an audience of whether it's going to be a successful one or not. And then once you've picked out like the select few audiences that are performing better than everyone else, then I'll simply just duplicate them into a CBO purchase campaign or just into a normal purchase campaign, and therefore I can just focus the bulk majority of my advertising budget on those select few audiences that I know already work. And with that being said then, guys, I'm gonna wrap the video up there. One thing I want you guys to do is comment your opinion on this video down below. At the end of the day, everybody has a different point of view, everybody has a different opinion, but what it boils down to then is whatever works for you. Whatever works for you is going to be different to me, so it'd be interesting to get your guys' point of view. Next thing I want to say then is, if you're still watching the video, then thank you very much. I really appreciate the support recently. It's been absolutely awesome. We've recently just surpassed 6,000 subscribers as well, which is just pretty mind-blowing, to be honest, so thank you very much. All I ask then is that if you do if you did like this video, then please of course leave a like, and if you want to be entered for that one-to-one draw to win a call with me, then just make sure you leave a comment down below as well. And with that being said, then let's get into announcing the winner of the previous video. What's going on, guys? So here we are then on my previous video, product research strategy, brand new for 2019. So if you haven't seen